I saw more surveillance today in a Walmart store than I ever saw any time I was in prison. Had cameras everywhere then. And this was not by Walmart, the store. This was by the customers surveilling. And I was one of the people they were checking out. The question I got, I don't know if meta glasses are evil or if they're good, but what the hell? What does privacy even mean anymore?
Well, Jack, imagine you're sitting in a coffee shop. Somebody walks in wearing ordinary Ray-Bans. Are they just wearing sunglasses or are they filming you? And what happens when them glasses can recognize you? Know your face. Today we're talking about these meta glasses, and some people think they're the future, and others think they're a privacy nightmare. What's your thinking on this?
Well, I think people are very informed in it because this morning I saw these at the Walmart. A pair of them, guys look and he's talking and no phone in his hand. He's got those glasses. I didn't know about those glasses until yesterday when you told me about the glasses. I hate to sound like I'm not up on things, but I'm not a pretonic moron. And you told me about that. So I saw my first pair today that I recognize. How many have I seen in the past? I mean, at what point do we have this ability to not be videoed everywhere you go? It's bad enough when you see a phone, you're aware of it, but this, and if they tie this system to AI, what can it do?
Well, I was reading it. Once it's tied into AI, it's pretty much out there. And here's a scary part, because this is all run by Mark Zuckerberg, and he's really not been known to caring about anybody's privacy. And they're saying, like, they have an app on it. It's called it's some kind of ID location, ID uh, thing, and everybody started complaining about it because it was using facial recognition, so it could tell who you are. And people said, "Hey, that's too much." So he cut that app out. But I was reading it from chat, and they cut it out where you and me can't buy it, but that means Meta still has it and it's still working in the background. So once this camera picks you up, it's recognizing you, time stamping where you're at, when you're there, and and it's once it's out in the nether world, it never leaves.
No, and yeah, you're right. And the other thing is, they're they're saying that there's you've got that ability to when someone's videoing because that light comes on, and yet there's a whole industry that's already popped up how to disguise or hide the light or whatever, or do it so you don't know you're being videotaped. Or if you're like me and probably the average person walk around, you don't even know what the hell these glasses are anyway. But this is the thing that gets me. There's an interesting article I was reading this morning, and it's talking about when they tie these glasses into this a strong AI system, and they say it's coming. And I used to doubt these things, but I don't anymore. And I'm not a conspiracy guy. But they're saying, and I'm going to read right from the article, they think within 2 seconds, the glasses will be able to identify your name, your LinkedIn page, your Facebook, your employer, your address, your political donations, your criminal record, and your property records. All from this. Now they say, is it there yet? No, but they say that's where it's going. And now people say, oh, they won't do that. Really? When the hell did you think we were going to have glasses and videotape everybody? When did you think that? If you don't think this is possible and all the other things that are going on, I mean, if you apparently I took a nap and this happened,
Hey, Jack, think about it. George Orwell, 1984, he couldn't even imagine this.
Mm-mm.
This was beyond that realm. And then, it's like in prison, Jack, we at least knew where the cameras were, and we knew where they weren't and where they were. So if you wanted to go do your dirty, and you know where you could go hide. This is just like, how long is it going to be before some kids wearing them into their high school, gym locker, a girl or a guy, and somebody's getting filmed in there in stages of undress, maybe gets body shamed and kills herself over this. And it's going to happen. It already has happened with Facebook and Instagram, where people have been shamed and it led to their suicides. Are we going to keep heaping more of this on our children? Because it's going to happen.
Yeah, I would like to try to look at the positive sides of this thing, but you're right on that. But it's worse. It is. I'm under surveillance more now than I was in prison. I mean, and then, like you said, in prison, everybody knew where the cameras were, and inmates would test it out. There's a dark area here. We'll smoke over there. Hide the hooch down here in the corner. You know, all these things. Use your cell phone down here because the camera can't pick you up. There ain't no place out here. Anybody's got a pair of glasses. What if they come into your home and videotape you? And people say, oh, they won't do that, or you'll see the light. But bullshit. If they've refined it like this right now, when are they going to refine it even more? And Mark Zuckerberg, this is what someone said. Well, he won't do it because he knows he'll get sued. Do you think for a second, this guy who gets in front of Congress and Senate and looks like someone from the planet X, you know, the Soltar, you know, universe, cares about you suing him? Are you really serious about that? He wants you to. Why? His name gets out there. This is bigger and bigger. He cares about no one. And this is another way to basically infiltrate and get inside your privacy and use you. And people will fall for it. This will all be hunky dory to people.
Yeah. Well, and on the being sued right now, I think between Google and Meta and TikTok, they have over 1.3 or 1.4 trillion dollars in lawsuits against them. Some of them they settle, some of them they're going to fight, and but even if you win your settlement, it'll get kicked down the road a few years because you can't afford the lawyers they can. And he's bringing up all the, you know, the glasses. Yeah, they do help. There's some good things, you know, hand-free photos and video. Would that help us going out making content, maybe in a bar where you get permission and I don't have to hold a phone? Sure. And, you know, AI can, and you're going to run AI through them. It can identify landmarks as you're driving down the highway, you know, translate languages, answer questions without you picking up your phone. So it's great for travelers. And, you know, and then it'll help people that are blind or have low vision because AI can describe, you know, what's in front of them. So they're not just a gimmick, but they're gonna put out the good points of it. I think the bad points outweigh that by a long shot.
So the questions I want people to ask themselves, if they would take a minute, who should wear these things? Who would you think should wear these? Should teachers wear these? What about doctors? Should doctors wear these? What about police officers? Should police officers wear these? What about jurors? What about your employer? Should your employer have a pair of these on all the time? What about your kids? You want your kids to wear these? Think about it.
They're going to.
What all do you want your kids to know about everyone? I mean, is there nothing right now? And you can, you know, we talk about you have a right to privacy in this country, but you don't. And I'm going to tell you something. If you think you're going to be walking down the street and people are going to video you and you're going to have this, I'm consume. No, you can't. There's very few places you can hide now that you can actually say you have any civil recourse on something like this against anyone. Very few places, because there's one major issue in this country, and it's been an issue since the black and white TV came out. The laws cannot keep up with the technology. They never have. And back then, it was the black and white TV turning to the color TV. And then they said, well, you can't say toilet paper on TV when they come out with the Charmin commercial. And so those are what they dealt with. And now technology is moving like 9 million miles an hour. And we've all seen our politicians at work. Lord knows we've got to work on Fauci and COVID because that's the most important thing is that fucking diary. And we'll let the rest of this go.
Yeah, and you're right. And like I said, and it all comes back to who's doing this technology, and it's Mark Zuckerberg. And I basically believe him about as much as I do believe our president or half the media half the time. He has no credibility with me, and I think he's the absolute. I wish it would have happened under Google's watch. They're not. They used to say, "Not don't be evil." At least Zuckerberg's never said that. He stole his company from them twins to start. So I don't know. It's heading in a bad direction, Jack.
It is. It's unfortunate. We kind of figure it's going that way, one way or the other. And right now, that's how it is. If you got answers for us, I like to hear answers to those questions I asked. I'm curious about that because I'm not really certain who I think should wear these, but they don't give a shit about what I think. I give a shit about what you think. Both of us do. So chime in, let us know. This is Jack and GT from Fed Joints to Beer Joints, and we're going to see you real soon. Remember, we're all in this together. It's a great life if you don't weaken.